It's game day. How's everybody doing today? I'm always excited on game day. It's always a fresh game, things to get excited about. I'm pumped. I'm going to be trying a new format today, and I think this is probably going to be the format that sticks. I'm going to be doing a pregame right before it, and I'm also going to be podcasting between intermissions, and then I'm going to have a final rundown at the end of the game. In that, I think this way I can keep track of better what's going on out there, and I don't have to take notes, and it'll be fresh in my mind between periods and whatnot. So anyway, I'm really excited about this new format. I think it's going to work really well. And anyway, let's do a little bit of a breakdown on the game before today. Right now, it shows you how important the last win for the Islanders was, because we're still in 8th place in the Metro. And believe it or not, we're playing the 7th place team in the Metro, which is Columbus Blue Jackets. However, they're 2-1, we're 1-2. Currently in averaging for goals per game, basically Columbus is averaging one more goal for than us and about a goal and a half less a game than us. Our leading scorer going into this game is Oliver Wahlstrom. He has 3 goals, and he's also our leading point getter with 3 points. So but we do out hit Columbus badly, almost by a 2-1 margin. So Columbus isn't a very big hitting team. So be looking for that as we try to wear them down. Plus, we block about 33% more shots than Columbus does. So anyway, I'm really pumped in this game. Guys, I'll be looking at Chara probably once again to see how he's doing. I don't exactly know what the line combos are yet, but we'll find out soon. And yeah, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on Chara, and I'll also be watching Wally again. I'm hoping he continues on a more consistent pace for the season than he was before. I'm expecting it. I think this kid is absolutely 100% the real deal. And and I'm also looking at Bo, because I'm talking about the same thing here with consistency. So Bo's had one inconsistent, and then a good one, and then another inconsistent one. So I'm looking for Bo to try to hit that consistency level, but I haven't seen it yet. And of course, I'll be watching everyone real close that I can, and see what I have to report. Anyway, at the moment, I'm super pumped because we're obviously not losing the game because it hasn't even started. I got a good feeling about this one. I think we're going to take this one, but you never know. That's why we play the game. So I'm excited to go downstairs on the old big TV and watch the Owls win a game here. So I'll see you between next intermission, or the first intermission. All right, just a little update before the game. It looks like we have a lineup change. We got Anders back into the game. He's feeling better. So, but unfortunately, it seems like he passed his flu on to Pajot. So Pajot is going to be out of the game tonight. It's a great opportunity for Bellows. Gives him a second game in a row for him to keep playing. This time he's going to go down with Parise on the third line centering, and he'll be with Wahlstrom. So really great opportunity for Bellows here. I got to tell you, what I'm looking for in this game is a much better start from the Islanders. I've yet to see the Islanders of last year play in regular season this year. So I'm looking for a much better start for them. Hope they're on their toes and getting ready to go. So anyway, I'm excited. Let's go watch some Islander hockey. Let's go Islanders. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty disappointed with the first period. The Islanders come out of it 0-0, but once again, Sorokin looking really good, looking solid in net, and he definitely kept us in at the start of the game there, where Columbus was pressing us for the first 8 minutes of the game. I just said before this started that I was looking for a much better start from the Islanders, and I didn't see it. Basically, Columbus had the puck for the first 8 minutes of the game. What actually turned the game around a bit for us, I still don't think we got going on all cylinders today, but hopefully in the second period that'll happen. But what did get us going was us taking a penalty when Palmieri gets a goaltender interference penalty. And I couldn't believe this penalty. Like, the goaltender's not even in the crease, and he brushes by the guy. Like, I get the protecting goaltenders, man, but if you leave that crease, and you get brushed, well, that's hockey, man. Like, holy smokes, that's just terrible. Anyway, so we grab a penalty for that, and it's I'm still ticked about it, but the PKs so far this year has actually been pretty good. They do a good job. And what made me happy was Big Z was a big part of the penalty kill, and he looked pretty good. And I'm really happy to report for the first time this season that Zdeno actually had a pretty good period. He did an excellent job in the D zone, keeping people away from the puck and getting it out. So probably Z's best period as an Islander for us. So that's good news to finally be able to report. And so anyway, we killed it off. So yeah, looking great. PK looking great. And that seemed to be the turning point for us. Up until that point, we had a really good first shift off with the identity line. They started out good, but once again, they got control of the puck early and they didn't get a chance to hit that much. However, the identity line was our best line on the Isles for the first 8 minutes of the game, for sure. It wasn't even close. The other three lines were just getting hemmed in and couldn't do anything at all. But after that penalty kill, it seemed to get the Islanders going, and the first line started to take over a little bit, and they played. They had one shift where I thought they were going to score there, but Elvis Merzlikins, this guy's no slouch. He's a excellent goaltender. You know, he's 2-0 already going into this season, and it's looking like it's going to be a low scoring game. And so it could be a battle of the goaltenders here, but the Islanders still need to pick up their game. Once again, the best Islander I seen on the ice was Oliver Wahlstrom. Guy had a fantastic period. I'm not even sure. It seemed like at one point there he was getting double shifted. Am I right or am I wrong? Leave down in the comments below. Let me know. But I was pretty sure I saw Oliver Wahlstrom getting double shifted out there. And if he was, I completely understand with Barry. I mean, the guy is flying right now and doing everything right. And so it's starting to look good. We're starting to pick up our game. And then another phantom call on Wahlstrom, like tripping. Are you kidding me? His stick was over by the puck. The guy leaned into Wahlstrom's stick and fell down trying to draw the penalty. There was no trip. He never tripped. The stick was never anywhere near his feet. So at this point, I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated with the refereeing. These guys to me, are a bit of clowns. It's ticking me off. And but good news for the Isles. They look good again and they kill the penalties. Zdeno doing another good job. Really no threats in either penalty there at all. There was one really nice play by Noah Dobson getting the puck out of the zone. We were in a bit of trouble and he just did a quick dipsy do and then he carried the puck out by himself. Loved it. That's what we need out of Dobson, a whole lot more. So as his confidence flourishes, I'm sure we're going to get to see that. So then late in the period, after the Islanders have sort of picked up their game, they kind of picked it up between the 8-minute mark and the 12-minute mark, and then they kind of seesawed off a little bit between the two teams, having a possession of the puck. So still not really a great period by the Islanders, not a bad period. So we go to the power play. Power play looks not that great. Doesn't produce for us once again, and it was right at the end there. So basically, I think there was 20 seconds left in the period, and Ilya made a great save with 11 seconds left to keep the score at 0-0. So Islanders, still, you guys got a lot more to give. I know you got more to give, and I don't understand why you're not giving it. And I should also mention Bo taking his sweet casual time. The guy was gliding on his skates on a 3-on-1, and we didn't even get a shot off because of the back checking. Come on, Bo, man, you got to pick it up. You got to pick it up. A little bit of urgency in your game there. So anyway, I'll be looking for better things out of the Islanders this period. I'm looking probably going to be a low scoring game. So first goal is going to be kind of important. All right, off to the second period we go. One last thing about the period, the shots on goal were a little bit deceiving. The Blue Jackets outshot the Islanders 11-10. I thought we picked up a whole bunch of shots in one big flurry by the first line there, where Columbus's shots were more spread out through the period, and which probably indicates how the game's been. I would give the edge to Columbus. I should also mention, even on our power play, even though I bitched about our 2 penalties, I didn't really think that was much of a penalty against Line A either. So I'm just basically saying I don't think much of NHL reffing, never have. So yeah. So anyway, let's go Islanders. Second period, we're going to win this one. Let's go. We need to get back to 500. Oh man, I was so excited to come up here and do the intermission report after the second period, but the Islanders decided to write a book on how to ruin a period in 33 seconds. Jeez, man, what a frustrating, very frustrating, very frustrating. The Islanders finally have a really good period and they end up having that happen. That is just so disappointing, but we showed many times last year that we were a good third period team. So I'm still going to hold out hope and just go with it. Just a bad 33 seconds. So yeah, how frustrating. Oh, well, anyway, we started the period great. The fourth line came out once again and dominated, and we really had all the chances. We ended up out shooting Columbus 16-8 in the second period. And the shots are indicative of how the period was. So I was feeling pretty good about myself and the team and how they were playing, and everything was zipping along just swimmingly. And then finally, the Islanders, yes, Scotty Mayfield is in the house. Yes, yes, yes. What a great play that was. I mean, once again, we get another unassisted goal, but you might as well give the whole first line an assist on that one. They pressured and pressured and pressured. And then Scott saw the opening and he pounced and jumped on it. Got a lucky deflection off the skate, but hey, great play by the first line. Had them all hemmed in, and that Anders Lee was the Islander of the period. I watched that guy. That guy seriously dominates the boards. When he has that puck, there's just no getting away from it. Anders was looking real good. Barzy was flying out there. Palms was having a good period. Like I said, everything was going according to plan. It was 1-0, just a little ways after the halfway mark. We're cruising along. We get another power play that we got to kill. We kill that off. Then we put some more pressure on. Adam Pelech made an outstanding deflection. As a defenseman, he was standing in the slot and the shot came from the point. Now, it was a beauty. Merzlikins is having a hell of a game, but big shout out to Pelech. I had a friend of mine remind me that I forgot to mention him last podcast, but you know what? I'm just so used to Adam playing so well that I just expect it, and it just seems like normal hockey. But Adam's having himself a well of a game out there as well today. So anyway, a couple of power plays for us, and then a power play for the Blue Jackets with just 2 minutes left in the period. We've already killed off 3. We've looked great on the penalty kill. I'm going, come on, guys, let's kill this one, and let's get out of this. And first we have Bailey on the penalty killing, and he loses the puck twice. Does Josh Bailey ever do anything but lose the puck or make the wrong decision? Like, am I so off base that I can't tell that this guy just, I know I said I would give this guy a pass until the playoffs, but he just frustrates me to no end. Like, Bo and Brock are kind of going out there tonight, but they can't get going because Josh is just doing nothing. There's Beauvillier fighting 3 guys, and Josh is just standing there looking at it, like cheering him on. Go, Bo, go, And finally, eventually, Bo loses the battle to 3 guys. You might have wanted to go in there to help him out, Josh. Just saying. But you do what Josh does, which apparently coaches and the rest of the NHL all think is great. But for me, it's just not there. Anyway, then they score on the power play. We just about killed it all off. I felt bad for Ilya. It was a double deflection, no chance on it at all. And so it didn't take them long after the Power play was over to send the next shift out, which was our first line to get things going, and they didn't get going. They got hemmed in real bad, and a mix up between Pellick and Pollock. It wasn't really their fault. There was a bouncing puck. They kind of played it the best they could play it, but how it ended up was a guy wide open in the end in front of Ilya. Ilya once again, no chance. And so 2 goals for Columbus in 33 seconds, and then we just finish out the period. So you got to come out of that period feeling kind of deflated. I know I feel a little bit deflated. I know it's early in the season and we fell into a hole after 2 games, but no big deal. It's 2 games, right? So we're in last in the division because everybody else in the division is winning all their games, and Columbus is 2-1 right now, and we're 1-2. And I know it's early, but you want to start climbing out of the basement now. You don't want to hover around there too long and get going. So you don't want to let this game slip away, Isles. Like, holy cow, it's a big game here. You tied Columbus, all of a sudden you're tied with them. So you're moving up the ladder. That's what we need to do. So I'm looking forward. I thought the Islanders probably had their best period of the season, which really sucked because we got outscored 2-1. Just kind of reminds of the old days when stuff like that would happen. It just drives me nuts for sure. Really disappointed with the result. Not disappointed with how the Islanders played. I got a feeling, we outshot them 16-8. Like I said, if we play the third like we did this period, I think we can win this game in regulation. If not, we need to somehow find a way to get a point and then win it in either OT or shootout. I'm feeling confident about it. I think we're going to do it. That last period really pumped me up, and it was great to see old Islander hockey. I actually thought it was going to be a 1-0, maybe 2-0 kind of game, but I'll settle for 3-2. So anyway, that's it for the second period. See you after the game. Let's go, Isles. Well, going into the third period, I had high hopes. I said the boys could come back. They did just that, but they just couldn't finish it off. That was really disappointing. But hey, as Barry always says, we're in the points collecting department. So we collected a point. What can you do? We're still behind Columbus. I'm not really that worried. I was more encouraged that the Islanders I think probably could have been their best game, even more so than the win. But even though the win says 4-1, I guess the win was better, but I was starting to see more of the Islander ways, at least in spurts. I thought the first line was becoming really dominant, and it was really nice to see. But when they're not being dominant, they're getting hemmed in. So that's a little troubling as well. And man, Adam Pellick for us in that period stopped so many opportunities from Columbus. You never see us get hemmed in because it seems like Pelly always does some sort of play to stop it. And he was just absolutely amazing out there. I thought he had a great third period. I thought Wahlstrom fell off throughout the game, but you know what? We came out storming in the third period. It looked good. We're putting the pressure on. The first line comes out and Barzy scores a goal, but it's a different people. It was Martin on the ice. Yeah. Good for Martin. Martin was pulled off a big screen there in front. So doing good work there, Matty Martz, and Palmieri was there as well. Lee had just been tired and just come off. I'm sure Anders would have been there as well. But we know Butch likes to say that Barzy put the puck in the toy department. Well, Butch may have his toy department, but I've got my own, and I'm going to the Russian Federation for mine. So I thought Barzy put the puck where Babushka keeps the borscht. So there you go. Beautiful goal by Barzy. We hemmed them in for about a minute. Great pressure. I was really pumped. Thought, yeah, this is it. We're going to win this in regulation. I thought we played pretty good, but it was actually a fairly even third period. Maybe give a little bit of a nod to the Islanders, but it was close. I thought that Oh man, I'm going to talk about Chera because I would just, every little thing he does right, I go, yes, 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 that's the Chera we know in that. But man, there's so many instances of just such poor play, and it's going to kill us. It's going to kill us this season if we continue to let him do it, or unless he picks up his speed. That icing at the end of the game was absolutely brutal. There was no need for that icing to put up a face off and around with 9 seconds left in a tie game. That was terrible. And is it just my imagination, or like I remember every time we played Chera, somebody tried to hit Chera, they bounced off him because he was such a beast in that. But all I'm seeing this year is Chera bouncing off people. I've never seen it before. Like he's fallen on his butt more times than I can count. And he just doesn't seem to have any balance out there or anything. Uh well, I don't know. I guess we just got to let this one play out. I'll leave this one in the hands of Barry and Lou, see what they see. I'm seeing something not so good. So anyway, we get our point. We get it there. Ilya was solid all game long for us. He held us in there. I thought that I didn't think Ilya had to make a lot of spectacular saves. I'm not even sure he made one spectacular save, but he made several good, really, really good saves look really easy. So it looks like, well, he didn't really have to do that much this game, but he did. He made a lot of beauty saves in there. So, like I said, Barry said we're in the point collecting department. So we got our point. We're off to overtime. We go and we have a beauty opportunity. Beauty opportunity is one of the sticks breaks, and Barzell and Lee are out there. They had another opportunity on a great give and go with the backhand pass and everything. It was looking good. We had them on the ropes. And then Barzy and Lee got caught out trying to work that situation. Ends up, they come down the ice, and you cannot let Line score. You can't let him shoot from there. He is going to score. And it was an absolutely perfect shot just over the Ilya's pad, and just little hole in between the blocker and the side of his chest protector. So I can't fault Ilya on that one. It's hard to fault Lee and Barzell for getting caught out, but we should have been more effective when we had them down with that one guy with the stick, and we weren't able to do it. We weren't able to centralize that guy so that we could make it quick. Usually in that situation, you're looking to give a quick give and go. So you got the guy, you make it real close to his feet and that, and as he turns around to look at that other guy, you just sprint forward, and guy's got no stick to stop the give and go, and that's what you try to set up, and they didn't try to set it up. And I was going, they were just doing circles, so the guy would just skate around, and we didn't put any pressure on him. Well, that's not good news for us today, losing this game for sure, but it is really early in the season. I'm glad we got a point. So that means we need an Arizona win to bring us back up to 500 on Saturday. Let's hope we do that. So let's take a look at the players on the team. My impressions from the first line, absolutely no problems with the first line other than what I talked about. When they're not putting on the pressure, they're getting pressure put on themselves. So I thought Barzy had a fantastic game. He drew 2 penalties, had a beautiful goal to tie the game, had the puck all the time, was dangerous the entire game. So yeah, great game by Barzy. And I thought Anders had a fantastic game too, as well. He just completely owned the boards. Like, almost started noticing a pattern with them. Instead of challenging Lee, they know that they're going to lose. So they're more trying to position themselves better so that when he does come off the boards that they can defend him. So I found that to be kind of interesting. It's kind of like we're giving up because we know you're going to win this battle, but we're going to try to place ourselves to stop you. So interesting look from Columbus there. But yeah, Anders had a great game. So did Palms. Palms was flying out there. First line probably deserved a little more than they got, but they didn't get it. As for the second line, I just call it, it's Bailey killer. And I thought that Bo and Brock were moving and they were trying to make things happen, but it didn't take long for the puck to make its way to Josh to either lose, throw away, or do something. So it was hard for Beauvillier and Nelson to get any traction with Bailey on the ice with them tonight, because he certainly wasn't helping and he wasn't moving. Going to the third line, I thought Parise did a real admirable job playing center there. I thought he looked great. And then I also noticed that we decided to sit Mr. Bellows on the pine for a little while, because what I noticed in the first and second period, or yeah, I guess it was both, he wasn't moving. He was just slow as molasses out there. And then once we got the 2 goals scored against us quick, then Barry decided to play him more again, and he was flying out there. And that's more what you're going to have to do if you want to stick around, Bellows. If you don't do that every game, game in, game out, 3 periods a game, in Barry's world, you will not stick around. So obviously he tried to teach you a lesson. From what I saw, you learned it, but you've been taught this lesson before. So you're going to have to pick it up and start doing it on your own, game in, game out, period in, period out. So Bellows, he was good when he came back after being benched for a little bit. So I'll give him that. Wally came out strong. I thought he kind of faded away in the second and third period. He was much more unnoticeable in those periods. So I'm definitely going to give Wally the break, because he's been good for 2.5 games. So yeah, not going to blame anything on Wally. He still had a good game. So, and I thought the fourth line, that was probably their best game. I think they've improved every single game. The first one we had Ross, and then I thought we got better when we put Leo on there, and then I thought we got better when Matt returned, and then tonight I thought we got better from their last game. So nice to see that the fourth line is kind of kicking it into gear a little bit. I kind of thought the first and fourth lines kind of carried us tonight. So, but it's great to see that the first line is dominating. This is going to be one of those teams that it's going to be a different line every night. Unfortunately, well, one of these nights we're going to get 2 lines clicking and we're going to win a game, and that's what's going to happen. So that's what we'll need. As for the defensive pairings, I talked about Chara already. I'm not going to talk anymore on that. I once again, he made some good plays, but it's just not there, folks. And I'll be amazed if I'm wrong on this one. I'm praying that I'm wrong on this one, but I mean, I know I'm not the only person that sees this, so it should be no shock to us at all. Pulock had as good a game as he could have playing with Chara. And I thought that Mayfield, I thought Mayfield had an outstanding game. He was awesome tonight. He was moving the puck, making some great plays. And I also noticed Mayfield tried the lob in on the backhander, bounced it at about 5 feet in front of the net. Didn't get much of a bounce, but hey, we got guys trying it. It's going to happen eventually. So yeah, I was really pleased with Mayfield's game. And I thought that Pelech was just absolutely outstanding. He really was. He was breaking up plays like crazy, and he was making some good offensive moves out there tonight. Plus, he was up in the post, making a deflection, and almost scored on that. So Pelly was another fantastic game, and I'm forgetting somebody here. I think I'm forgetting Dobby and Green. I thought Dobby had an excellent game. He's looking more and more confident in every single game. So yeah, I thought Dobson looked pretty good, and I thought Green was steady as well out there. Ilya had a fantastic game, in my opinion. All 3 goals. I don't think there's much could have done anything on him. He made a lot of solid saves that I think were tough saves that he made look easy. So we had that going for us. So anyway, we grabbed a point tonight. I'm not too worried about letting Columbus grab 2 from us, because now they're ahead of us, and that because I know we're going to be catching this team in short order. So I'm not too worried about giving up the win there. So I am glad we did collect a point, and I guess it's on to Arizona. I guess the bottom line, everybody's looking for a 500 kind of road trip here on the 13-game road trip. I was hoping for like an 8-5. Not sure if I'm going to get that unless we get on some streaks. So I would be looking at something like hopefully maybe like a 7-5-1 or something like that, if it's possible. We really need to take this next Arizona game. Anyway, that's what I saw tonight. A little bit disappointed. but we got the point. So I'm going to take that. So anyway, that's what I was seeing tonight. If you disagree with any of my comments, let me know down in the comments below. If you agree with any of my comments, let me know down below. I've been trying to respond to everybody who watches the podcast. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in. And that's what I saw for tonight. So anyway, all you guys take it easy and peace out.